Hello. On that last video, in discussing whether or not we all go forward and date other people, I mentioned in passing something that I would like to now expand on, which is the age-old question, is he gonna call? We torture ourselves with this question so much that it's almost intolerable sometimes. And that is when a girl really starts to sometimes lose it, is when you're in a fight with your narcissist and they walk out the door. Is he going to call? If you are walking around with your phone and you're with your friends, you're checking it all day long. Did he text? Did he call? Did he respond? Is he coming back to me? Is he coming after me? Is he wanting me still? You're looking, that's all you do. And this is an age-old question of, is he gonna call? Part of the allure for me in not dating anybody else right now is that my plate is clean, meaning I have none of that. I never, ever, ever have that question, because right now there's no one that I'm entertaining or maybe wanting to date or getting to know, or are they going to call me? I never, ever, ever, ever have that question. And I like this feeling. I like it. So I'm basking in it for a while. I like the nice, neat, clean feeling of not worrying if anyone's going to call me or not. It's not part of my life right now, because I had had enough of it for a while with the narcissist. It's every turn in the relationship you're thinking of it. And this is an old thing. 1989, you could be out. I was a 22-year-old college graduate, so let's say the summer of 89. I graduated May of 89. I went out that summer. I finally started to loosen up and go out and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you'd be out. You'd meet a person. There were no cell phones. You write down the number, you give it to them the next day. What are you saying all day? Is he going to call? 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 He calls. You go out on a date. You think it's great. You think it went well. So now you're with your friends. Is he going to call? 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 After the first date, you're wondering. Second date, third date, same thing. It never stops. Is he going to call? Then you have a fight. You break up, whatever. Is he going to call? After the breakup, is he going to call? After the fight, is he going to call? It's excruciating. And with the narcissist, it's all of that behavior times a billion, especially being that it's now cell phones. You used to be able to leave your house and at least be away from your phone for 8 hours, and you would come home after work and check your answering machine. So you couldn't all day long. This is what we do with the narcissist. Is he going to call? We torture ourselves. So in the question, like the last video, of whether or not you're going to date someone, I'm not in the mood to even play with that fire right now. I don't even want my mind going there right now. So the only way to prevent is he going to call is to have a clean plate and not have anyone who might call. If you think you can handle it, because that is a question that we all go through. It just is. If you think you can handle it, then knock yourself out. I love not having it. And that's what this video is about, to tell you the joy of it. It is unbelievably freeing to never have that thought. I don't wake up with that thought. I don't go to bed thinking, oh, he never called me. Because I'm not dating anybody. Who's going to call me? Do you know what I mean? By choice. I'm making the choice for myself to not have the wondering and the waiting and the excruciating. Because there's nothing worse than if you want the person to call and then they don't. And I'm not in the mood for that right now. I'm not in the mood to feel that way right now. So So if you're in the mood and you think you can handle that, and you think, because that's a rejection, yes? So you went on a date, you think it was great, and you're with your girlfriends the next day at brunch, and you're like, ooh, but he opened my door. What do you think that means? And he did this, and what do you think that means? And he did that, and what do you think that means? None of it might mean anything. That might be a move he has. He opens the door for people. I'm just letting you know. You know what I mean? It might be a move he has to take the napkin and put it over your knee, or to stand up every time you leave the table and go to the bathroom and come back. It's an old, you say, oh, he's so old-fashioned, he's such a gentleman, he stood up when I left the table, he stood up when I came back to the table, he opened the door, he put the napkin. Those are all great things, don't get me wrong, I love all those things, but that doesn't mean he's into you. That's the mistake that I've made in the past. That means that that's what he does. Those are moves he has. Or maybe he's just, that's how he treats people, women, when he's on, you know what I mean? I don't mean moves. I don't think it might be that calculated. Just might be in the habit. Especially if they're older. That's just a habit of how they treat the person on the other end of a dinner date. So when we the next day analyze to death a date that we have, it is always and around, is he going to call? And that to me is the worst feeling in the world. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I detest it. I don't like when people leave each other wondering. I don't like the game playing. Oh, I can't call for 3 days. Well, I can't call him and he has to call me. And for the love of Blanche, if we all just did what we thought, genuinely, I think we'd all be better off. Honestly, at the end of a date, if it didn't go well for one person, but it went well for the other one, I think I'd rather the guy say, you know what, this was fun. I'm not feeling a tremendous connection right now, but this was fun. I actually said that to several people. We date online now, right? And I've been there where I've dated online, of course. We all have. Well, maybe you haven't, but I have. The last time I had several dates in a row, this is how I did it. And this is how I will do it again if I start again. And it alleviates the is he or is she going to call. I don't want to even leave them with that I want them to call. I want open honesty. So this is how I would handle it. I would go out with somebody, meet them for coffee if it's like the morning, or maybe a glass of wine if it was in the evening. I would not break bread, because that's now a 2-hour thing. I would keep it under an hour. I'd say no thank you to, if they say, do you want to order food? Do you want to order breakfast? Do you want to order? No, I'm good, thank you. I would keep it under an hour. And I would very politely say, because you can tell, that's plenty of time for you to know whether or not you want to see this person again. And what I would say at some point in the hour is, well, this was lovely. Thank you so much. I think you, and I would say this, I think you can feel that this isn't necessarily a connection, but you seem like such a nice guy. And if I think of anybody that I know that is single, I'll give you your number. Are you into that? And it was like letting them down, not easy because maybe they didn't like me either, but it's also letting them know I'm okay if you don't call me. I don't want that. So I'm all about openness. I think if everybody else did the same thing, we'd have a lot of less people the next day wondering, is he going to call? Just be honest. People don't have that kind of courage. It's generally not what you're going to find. So if I were to ever start dating again, that's what I'll do. And I don't like to have the thing looming over my head of somebody may call me that I don't want to call me. It can go the other way. So as you approach and as you go forward, you have to be ready to be able to handle that feeling of angst that is natural. Now you might say, well, I'm just dating for fun and I don't really care if they call. I'm okay, I'm safe. Okay, then that's fantastic. Keep it there. Don't see something you think is in a date that isn't there and then all of a sudden you're obsessed, is he going to call me the next day? They might be doing the same thing that you're doing, dating 5 different people under an hour dates just to see if they like. It's like a speed dating. You can do that with online. Just set up little short dates. They don't have to be the next big love affair. But I would encourage you to be honest with people as well, because there's another human being involved. And I think it's the best way to be. And you can let them down easy, rather than the whole ghosting thing kills me. Kills me. So rather than these people that I went out with, maybe one of them did like me and was going to call me the next day. I felt it was the ladylike, friendly thing to do, to say, you seem like a great guy. If I think of anyone that's single that I know, I'll give you oh, okay, thanks. It was nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you. This was lovely. I wish you the best in your search. I know online, right? And you can make a joke. And you can joke with them about, you can have the conversation turn to their online experiences. If you get there and you're like, nope, this is never going to work. Have a cup of coffee, be polite, and say, so how's it going with, that's how I led into it. So how's it going online? Yeah, I know, right? It's tough. Like, I mean, you seem like a very nice person, but I don't necessarily feel that this is a match, or I'm not feeling chemistry. Whatever it is that you say, it can be polite, and you can let them know it's okay not to call me tomorrow. But I'm telling you what, a big plus in not dating is the freedom from, is he gonna call? I haven't had that thought in months. I just don't even know if I want it again. I have a feeling if I ever did date somebody, they're going to have to come on like really perfectly in terms of handling that. Ringing me, taking me out, I don't ever want to have the worry, is he going to call? I don't like that feeling, and I don't think that relationship should be that way. I don't like game playing. If you like me, let me know. If I like you, I'll let you know. And if you find that you're in that state of mind and you could handle somebody not calling and you just want to get out there to distract yourself, that's fine. But I would be honest with whom you're spending time, so that they don't wonder if you're going to call. You don't want to be that person either. I don't ever want to make somebody feel like I might call them and then I'm not, and then I'm ghost. I detest that whole ghosting thing. I think it's rude. I think it's awful. I would rather somebody tell me, thank you so much for dinner last night, but I don't care if they lie to me and say, I'm getting back with my ex-girlfriend. I'm moving to India. Tell me something. Don't just stop calling me. I had somebody do that once, and like 6 months later, didn't even know the guy, hardly knew the guy. 6 months later, he calls me. If that's not obvious that you went back with somebody and now you're scrambling through numbers you have, I delete numbers out of my phone. I don't even sometimes enter them, but maybe you do. You'll put like, Mark from whatever. If that doesn't work out, I delete that person. You get a call 6 months later, now they kept your number, now they're going through. It's a whole thing. Is he going to call? So only you can determine what you're ready for and what you need and what you require and I would just say be respectful of other people's time and intentions of your own, and hopefully you'll find somebody that has true intentions. Is he going to call? It is a torturous, torturous thing. And the narcissist plays with that. And they know that you're sitting there wondering, and that's why they do the silent treatment and the ghosting and the coming back in, because they know you're waiting for them, or they hoover. They're trying to get you on the phone. This is my favorite. Then you finally respond back, and then they're gone, and you're left with, is he gonna call? It's a little torturous question that I'm trying to save you the pain from. And it has a lot to do with your own state of mind. Mine is clean right now, and I like that. So I don't know how it's going to go for me if I start dating again, and I'm going to try to keep my head around some sensibility and some footing that I'm okay if he doesn't call. We should all be okay, but it's tough. But I just wanted to share that with you, that it's exhilarating not having that be a worry in my life. It is it's freedom. It's a nice feeling of freedom. You get up every day, You go to bed every day. There's no worry. I'm not looking at it. I'm not wondering. I'm going about my day. Now, I have a girlfriend who doesn't know how she would do her day without somebody in it. What do you mean? What do you spend your time on? Oh my God. If you don't know how to spend your day, if it's not worried about somebody else, and if they're going to call, then that's probably a big red flag to yourself that you shouldn't date anybody, and you need to figure out how you would spend your day. You should know how you spend your time if you're by yourself and have nothing else. This phone should not be the crux of your day. It definitely should not be the crux of your day. Like, you know, trying to make relationships happen and make boy things happen or girl things happen. You should have a life that's fulfilled on your own with a lot of other things. And if you don't, then maybe look at that so that you're not obsessing, is he going to call? Oh, the question, just thinking about the question gives me anxiety. So, it depends what side you want to be in, but I'm telling you, the water's great over on this side because it's wonderful to not have to worry about that. Good luck.